cry?
Yes.
Are we getting to the point of crying yet?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I just rewatched the last 2 episodes, so yes.
You know, the worst part about these streams is that when you go live, it takes like a minute for it to go live, which is kind of strange. Oh, hey, look at that. We're live. Hey, everybody.
Yay.
What's going on? A little late. We're about, what, 3 minutes late?
More than that. But yes, I was rewatching things and I was eating chicken and stuff.
Well, that's good. Eating chicken is really fun. Oh, my shin's
It
kind of
is.
hurting a little bit. That's a little strange.
Yeah, and my tongue hurts, so I might need to take a break from talking.
Yeah, this is the perfect time for a podcast, as I have my desk is in the standing position. So, oh my god, we're just falling apart over here.
So you're gonna do push-ups like halfway through it.
You know what? You know, maybe I should. Maybe
Exactly.
I should.
Do a push-up every time we get off topic.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Exactly. Or you'll do one push-up for every $1 that's donated to you during the stream.
Well, that's gonna be like $0.
So you're gonna agree to do it?
I mean, no. Because I know if I say yes, that'll happen, and I can't physically do push-ups. So there you go.
All right, time to go donate $100.
Yeah, for my get bin surgery fund. It'd be fun.
Exactly. So I have like 5 pages of notes.
Yeah, I have none, but all of these episodes are so vivid in my mind.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just actually insane. So I guess we should just go ahead and jump right into episode 9. I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, holy crap.
Well, I haven't thought about the 2 episodes put together, and that's that Akito is the best.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, why is that?
Because I don't think we've seen any character come from the place that Akito is and really trying to improve themselves.
I mean, yeah, it feels like she wants to be better at this point.
Yeah, and I feel like she's taking the steps to do so after well, I don't know if she's gone through the worst of any character, but definitely a lot in being trapped in the routine of like what she's done. And I think it shows again like how incredible Toru is able to reach out to Akito and being able to do so only because Toru's like understood herself and can now reach out to Akito in a way that she couldn't like a few episodes ago.
Well, I mean, it's like, I feel like Akito needed that. Like, she was stacking up all the dominoes, right? And you need that person to come by and knock down the dominoes. What's up, Aiko, Melina, Mace? How y'all doing? I think Mace asked if I was going to watch the 2001 anime. I have it on Blu-ray. I don't think I will anytime soon, but we shall see.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something on that.
Yeah. Melina says Tokyo. Toru seeing Kyoko when she sees Akito, the pain of being left behind.
Yeah, that was so fascinating. It doesn't make any sense, like at first glance, to like compare Akito and Kyoko there, but in a way it does because like Toru is now like feels like she needs someone, and that's what Akito's needed all along too. So
yeah. Satsuki is in the chat for some reason. He's got to prepare for his own podcast on the same thing we're doing. So everyone should check out Satsuki's podcast. It's streaming over on, yeah, definitely. It's streaming over on his channel. He and Perry are going to be talking about episode 10.
Nice.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind. So that is, I've noticed we've been doing this podcast like just bi-weekly.
Yeah. Really
not on purpose.
But then things happened, and yeah, last week was kind of crazy.
Dude, every week has been just insane. Every other week has just been insane. It's like, yeah. I don't even know what's happening in my life anymore.
And then I was out of town last weekend doing stuff and fun and pizza.
But Satsuki says Mama Rain redemption next, although I'd accept her either way. I don't know about that, champ. She's terrible.
Yeah, Aiko Bacon is right there. So many parallels in the show. It's crazy. Also, hello, Kenny.
Kenny.
Oh, yes. That Melina made the point I was forgetting. Like, Akito's wish for unchanging bonds and everlasting bonds. You remember that episode back in season 2 with Reen?
don't
Like
think.
how at the end, Toru was making the comment she wanted things to like never be changing, always be the same.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
her being able to like break out of that is what helps her help Akito break out of that as well.
Yep. Yeah. It's
That's the parallel. Thank you.
yeah. It's very important that you know that people move forward. I think that's been a very blatant, really one of the main themes of Fruits Basket so far. So I'm glad it's continuing with the main, story that's been happening and
Yeah.
building up since season 2.
And I feel like a lot of it's like becoming a lot more obvious with its message and themes now. Like it's put everything together. Now it can like get to the big climax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, first of all, did you think they were gonna kill Toru?
I wasn't sure because I could have seen them doing it, but it also felt like it would have been like too forced if they did.
Yeah.
Like it would have been like a really sad moment just because they needed it. Well, it was definitely shocking and kind of a stretch, but also a lot. It also like worked with the story better.
Yeah, I mean, there was the worry, in my opinion, that she would have died, and I don't know how a Fruits Basket works without Toru, even if it's at the end. Like, it feels like that would just be the wrong move, and it would just be like this. It would leave a bitter, sour taste, I think, in the viewers' mouths.
Yeah, and I think the whole point of Fruits Basket is to be optimistic, to say like, yes, the world is terrible and sucks in many ways, but there's still like reason to be optimistic about it. And having Toru die would like go against that theme.
Yeah. How did you think like they handled the scene
Which one?
where she falls?
I thought it was really good. I was like, I was afraid that Akito was going to push her, and I thought it was interesting because Shigure asked if that's what Akito did.
Yeah,
But
same.
I loved how they were highlighting the tent, and there's definitely not a lot of symbolism there, like Toru falling where her past life was.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that as well. Like the establishing shot for this scene was where in the first episode where you see the landslide and you can still see some of her tent.
Well, and there are a lot of parallels too. It's like this whole season tying back to season one. We saw that with the story of the idiotic traveler later at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good as well. Yeah, you're totally right. There's tons of tie-ins.
Yeah, sentimental simp is right about like her saying don't stop walking when she stopped, make me think that maybe she could die. But in a way, I think that was like showing no matter what happens for Toru, that's her message for Kyo, to Akito, to the viewer, to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't stop. That's
Yeah,
like
it's like even
once you stop, you stop pushing forward and you stop getting better.
well, I mean, Fruits Basket is going to end soon, so like in a way, Toru is going to stop walking because we're going to stop seeing her story. But
I
her
cry.
message is the same to us: is like don't stop walking just because we don't have Toru as episodes every week.
Yeah. It's gonna be sad when this is anime ends. I'm gonna
It
be
will.
crying. Uh
There's
so
apparently a lot that was in the hospital that was cut, so now I need to go read the manga, especially for this season.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely like I'm probably not gonna go back and watch season 1 of the 2001 anime, but like I think I am gonna read the manga for this after it ends.
Yeah, I might ask my friends if it makes sense to like start from the beginning or like start from where the season three started, since that's where they started going faster.
I'm just gonna start from the beginning. Might as well
I think that works.
experience all that classic Natsuki Takaya art.
Yeah. Oh, and I did love how when Yuki ran into Shigure had been out drinking the whole night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Yuki's like, "Have you seen the idiot?" And he like doesn't know what happens, but know that Kyo made her cry. So it's like he's going after Toru and Kyo, and yeah, I guess he wasn't really going after Toru at this point. I have too many thoughts.
Yeah, I mean this episode alone was pretty crazy, and the next episode is even crazier. But
I don't know if it's as crazy, but it's definitely crazy, but in a
let's
different way.
yeah, in a different way. Yeah. Uh, I mean, the only like I also can't get out of my head the stuff with Kyoko in this episode. What do you think about that?
I
Or I guess
mean,
Kyoko and Kyo.
yeah. Well, we didn't really get much about Kyoko and Kyo this episode. That was more like episode 4, or not 4, 8.
No, we got a little bit of this episode.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I
we
think we
got
did.
the Toru picturing Kyoko when she was like when Akito showed up.
Oh yeah, no, I am thinking of episode 8. Never mind.
Yeah.
Crap.
Oh,
Yeah,
and of
it's
course
been
we had
2
like
weeks.
yeah, of course we had Akito like slashing Kyo or like Akito slashing Toru.
Oh yeah, that was. I did not want to see that, but
No.
I saw it, and it hurt almost as much as her falling from a cliff. Actually, in a weird sense, I'm not sure which is worse.
I feel like physically, like the slashes didn't look like that bad, but while falling off the cliff, that could have killed her.
Yeah, but at that point, it's like nature is trying to kill Toru, and like if nature is trying to kill Toru, it's like we got to cancel nature.
Exactly.
Can't let that
But
happen.
yeah, because like Toru went to go hug Akito and got slashed instead. And I love Toru's inner thoughts here. How she's saying how like she hated how thoughtless she'd been to not notice Akito, and like seeing because she knows what it's like to be alone, and she saw that Akito put in a brave face, and she'd been alone, and she like saw herself there, how she'd
Mhm.
been putting on like a brave face for like Kyoko and everyone else,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like Akito was not like part of the circle of Zodiac. She was above it, and we saw that like in that scene where like you picture Akito like looking on at the Zodiac in the same room, but apart from them all. So she was basically abandoned because she was special.
Yeah, it is really, yeah, it's really sad. And there's so many parallels between like Akito and Toru, but like that, I think that is just as sad as the whole fruits basket story. If not, I think it's even maybe a little bit more brutal, just because like she was told from a young age she's like really special, and I think along with that and the the older ladies of the Soma estate,
Yeah.
I think they just kind of planted just really bad seeds with
Right.
Akito and especially her mother. It just, I mean, you can't help but feel sorry for her. And while her
Yeah.
actions are inexcusable, once again, I mean, I said it before, the person behind those actions are it's unfortunate.
hmm Oh, Melina brings up a really cool point. In a way, Akito is like the cat, except at the top, both excluded. And if I remember right from that scene with Akito looking on at the Zodiac, Kyo wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it shows how both Kyo and Akito were so alone.
Yeah, that's really the I think that's the main conflict between Kyo and Akito, is that Kyo is not welcomed.
Right.
But I do hope there is more between Kyo and Akito. I don't think, if there is, I don't think there would be much to it. But like just the acknowledgement of being like, hey, like
Well,
sorry about that.
we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I think we're building up to that with episode 10.
Yeah,
Because, like,
in a
the
way,
main
yeah.
comment, yeah, like, I'm getting rid of the cage for the cat and saying that she's going to go to Kyo's father.
Mm-hmm. Um. Oh God.
We're going to be here a while tonight.
Yeah. I'm just thinking. I
But-
don't even know where to like fucking. I don't even know where to start.
Well, I'm kind of just going through my notes. Something interesting is that when Akio dropped the knife, that was after Toru saying the reason that she talks about eternity and unchanging things is because otherwise it's scary. Basically, going after the heart of what Akito has like built her sanity on.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Like, that's the
directly
moment that
going
really
at the
started to
base.
break her.
Yeah. Yeah, because at any other angle, Akito it has not necessarily an impenetrable fortress, but just will tank everything and ignore it and find some way to twist it for her own benefit, whether that's a defense mechanism or not. But if you attack directly, like she did, yeah, I mean it was very effective, and it really cut to the quick with her.
Yeah, well, I think Akito has already been like really unstable coming up to this with the other bonds breaking.
Yeah, that probably helped. It probably helped a
So,
lot.
like, that like made Akito vulnerable, and then Toru makes his comments like people and feelings can't be bound down, and that's like takes everything Akito has said and like highlights and say this is the truth, and like Akito's broken by that.
Yeah, It's the truth you can't ignore, you know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things like we're all going to die one day. So you can't ignore it. You can, you know, I mean, I guess you can ignore it, but it's going to happen, you know, eventually. It's decided.
Right.
And so I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like in a similar situation where there are truths about Akito and the way she thinks and it being just really toxic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like we see that as again. I think it's Sora's comment saying like people and feelings can't be bound down. Akito has tried doing that. She's tried binding all the zodiac to them and just like controlling everything, but she can't. It's going to fall apart.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Um Veet High says Hige Hero for Fruits Basket. If people don't know what Hige Hero is, it's about a 26-year-old man
Oh no,
that
I'm looking.
that after shaving picks up like a 17 or a 16-year-old high school girl and like lives with her and they like fall in love. It's very not good.
Okay, so I see a YouTube clip when I went to Google that.
Oh, there's lots of fan service as well.
Well, no, the title of this YouTube video is Goto is a virgin. I, Yoshida, wants to sleep with Goto.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to close that tab
Yeah.
and go clear my internet history.
Melina said
That's interesting. Melina makes another comment. Akito only using the knife in defense against Toru. Like, she's trying to stop Toru from, like, breaking down her walls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Melina's smart.
Yeah, Melina's great. We should promote Melina
Yes.
to Emperor of
To podcast
Canada.
hosts.
Oh, I was gonna say Emperor of Canada, but
That too.
but yeah, that's a very good point. I like the symbolism in that for sure. I didn't notice that, but yeah, it seems like all the decisions Akito has been making in general is really to just defend her position and to keep things the same way that they've always been. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not cool, but like that's cool, like the way they wrote that out and how like every character, like Toru is just a force, man. Like she's amazing.
Yeah. And I love how like the thing that like saved Akito was like Toru just reaching out with like unconditional friendship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no malice, none at all.
Yeah, it's like, and it because like Toru's coming from the outside, she is not part of the Soma, the Zodiac, any of that. So she can like approach Akito as basically like two strangers.
Yeah, yeah, it's very yeah. The whole like all their interactions together is phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yeah, Amelia is saying she can't type as fast as the points you're raising, and I could not type as fast taking notes as this show is going. That's why I have so many here. I have to like wait. I'm like, oh, I like that quote. Wait, crap. Pause, rewind.
Yeah, I
I'll blame
mean
that for us being late tonight.
somebody, because I mean I was gonna do it, but you know I don't think I'm the right guy to do it, but as well I don't think I have the time anymore to do it. But I was gonna do like a lot of videos on the characters after the series ended.
Oh, okay.
But maybe you could do that, Rising.
Yeah, that requires me making videos.
Okay. I'd love to do it, but
yeah, I'm gonna do one on like the whole message of the show. I have an idea where, like, for the first 2 seasons, I like talked about like, here's what this means, here's what this means, here's what the show's saying. I kind of want to do a video just like taking quotes from the characters with them explaining the message. Maybe do both ways.
oh yeah. I mean, you could probably like not to. I'm not going to talk about spoilers or anything for this, so you're safe. But like it's kind of like an AOT where like you watch season 1, and then you watch something in season 3, and they're directly referencing stuff from season 1, or in the final season.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably more applicable. But I love that kind of stuff.
I'll give you an example. Sasageo. And how
Oh, dedicate your
meaning of
hearts.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's very important.
Yes.
That's just an opening. That's an opening, you know, and that's like their
Not just-
pose or whatever.
Yeah, that was like their foundation, and then in season 4 you see that thing, and yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I should like this video.
Any final thoughts on episode 9? Because
Oh, I'm not even halfway through my notes.
Oh my god. Okay, continue.
Yeah, and like when Toru reached out to Akito, Akito's saying like she's afraid that if Akito cries, she'll run away, stop liking her if she complains. It's like, see how Akito, like how toxic her mindset is about anyone who could possibly want to be her friend.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a real
Yeah,
shame. And I
Akito needs a hug.
yeah, like you look at Akito and you think, you know, how can like she looks well put together, right?
Yeah,
So how like, and then you just on the inside though, it's just toxicity, just tons of it.
right. Yes, yeah. Shigure asking if Akito pushed her. And I just something I was picking up on the second time through this episode is the look the characters are giving each other as they're talking.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think
Like,
about this.
like how Shigure is basically saying like dismissing Akito. We really get that in the end with Momiji, but that's a little bit later.
I am. Yeah, it's a bunch of just kind of like it's not. I don't know what it is. It's not shock, but it's like it's it's just this emotionless face that of disappointment maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not even disappointment. It's like maybe apathy mixed with disappointment. Like when, for example, Akito runs up to Shigure, I thought for a moment Shigure was gonna be like, okay, you're kidding. Like it felt like he was just sapped of everything, and he was not like we've talked a lot about Shigure being really sleazy and kind of shady, but I mean, I don't think he wanted to hear what he heard from Akito. And as well, Akito is just being belligerent, so.
Yeah. So a couple other things. Remember at the start of the episode how like Akito was calling Toru dirty? You look physically like Akito was the dirty one there, so that's like an interesting.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Symbolism, I guess. Something else is that how when Toru was reaching out to Akito, she was covered with blood, showing that she was hurt. But that also shows that the reason Toru is able to reach out to Akito is because of all the pain that Toru has been through.
God, Rising, why are you so smart?
Because I talked to Bob.
Bob for president.
I made that campaign sign.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a very good point, though. That's very good.
Yeah. And and I love the part where Toru is like her thoughts are going out to Kyo when she's knocked unconscious. How like she was so happy that she met Kyo, that Kyo's awkward kindness made him happy. The faces all made her happy. I don't know what I meant to write there. How like they were so treasured.
Yeah.
And like she did. Okay, this goes back into episode 10, I think, but she was afraid that her being with Kyo is hurting him. So, in a way, she doesn't want to be because of that, which is like really sad and all that.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, she's seeing keep going on even without her. In a way, I feel like that's to her. Like, she accepted that she loves Kyo, but she's also accepting that maybe that's not best for Kyo, and she wants him to be happy no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, there is like, I think that is something that's kind of universal. Like when you're in a relationship with someone, I think by the end of it, you just, you want to be happy and you want the other person to be happy because you spent so much time with them. And I think that's the same way if you meet somebody and you're like, well, I like this person. And even though they don't like me, let's say if, the situation came down to that, you still want that person to be happy because you have those feelings for them. Unless they do something to wrong you.
Right. And I feel like that's just a big thing saying, like, that shows how true the love is. Like, Toru wants the best for Kyo, no matter what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, and that really, that makes a lot of sense. Because I think she feels the exact same way about every single person,
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why we should be like Toru. We should want the best for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Except for Satsuki when he talks about loving Rin.
Satsuki is just special.
Lena says, Did you notice the visual parallels between Toru sitting next to Akito and Shigure sitting next to Akito?
I didn't, but that also ties into what Melina said earlier about like how Shigeru was the only other person like to talk to Akito as an equal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like a theme that I had not noticed, or a motif, or whatever you want to call it.
Melina also says Toru admitting that she ran after Kyo in his true form because she always loved him. Or already loved him.
Yeah. Something else. Where was it? Oh, when Toru and Kyo kissed, you could see the buried tent in the foreground. And just like the symbolism there, showing like Toru has been through so much, but it's like leading to her being able to be with Kyo. In a way, it feels like this episode is like celebrating the pain, or at least accepting that the pain is bringing them to a better place where they can truly enjoy each other.
As well, that could, just off the top of my head, but that could mean like the past, and how we started out with all this pain and suffering and stuff. Maybe the symbolism of that being in the background is that all of that is now destroyed and gone.
Yeah.
It's not an issue any longer, and now they can all move forward. And maybe that there is that in there of is like kind of the main symbolism is that they can just all move forward.
Yeah, I think it's also showing how like the past will still be part of us even as we move forward.
Yep. Yeah, that as well.
Oh,
that as well.
Gary Neri is here and says that this was his favorite episode of the season, and I agree. And isn't it the guy who just joined your Discord?
Yeah, Yuri, he's pretty cool.
Hey, Yuri.
Also, Mace Windex says, "Did you finish the Fate game?" I have not. I plan to do some more streams of it soon. I was gonna do it on, I was gonna switch over to the SeaTactics Live thing, but that's currently not ready to go at this moment. So I guess I'm just gonna finish it on the main channel. But yeah,
nice.
Yeah, soon, eventually, streaming shall be a little bit more regular, which will be awesome.
Okay, so yeah, so we got to the scene with them at the hospital, and Toru's grandfather like telling Yuki to go home, not to skip school, which I think is really interesting because of how important school is to Toru.
Oh yeah, because if we remember in season 1, her mother didn't go to school,
right?
And that's what her mother always wanted, was for Toru to go and complete school.
Mm-hmm. And like, so because of that, she would not want Yuki to miss school. And I think it's also interesting because at school is where Yuki has been able to be himself apart from the Somas and everyone else. So in a way, Toru not wanting him to skip school is like she doesn't want him to be so wrapped up in this, he can't also live his own life in growing apart from the Somas.
Yeah. Yep. And that's... The show's so good.
It is. And then we also like get a brief clip of like all the other Somas, like how they're reacting to the news about Toru.
Yeah, that shows the effect of what Toru had on everybody.
Oh yeah, Melina's right. Kyo is the one who skipped school, which is interesting. Ties into that too.
Oh yeah.
But there is one thing that I feel like was, I don't know if they like, or I don't think they said it explicitly, but did anyone other than Momiji and Akito and Yuki visit Toru at the hospital of the Somas?
I don't know, because so you have Hana and Uo, you have
which
Momiji,
is her friends, not the Somas. We have Momiji, obviously.
I guess Yuki.
But what about the others?
That's a good question. Maybe it was off camera or something?
It could be, but skipping ahead, but I think it's important to the question. We see when Toru was leaving the hospital, Uo and Hana were with her, and Hana was carrying a stuffed bunny. And I'm guessing the bunny was a gift from Momiji.
Yeah.
Because that's what Momiji would do, because Momiji is the best.
Yeah, Momiji's great. Who doesn't love Momiji?
Yes, EA might be onto some things too. So yeah, I'm thinking Momiji might have been the only one to visit then.
So
okay,
so Melina said,
because Melina said everyone visited Toru.
Okay, so Melina's the best. Okay, we got it.
I
Promotion
agree with
to
that.
Emperor of Canada. All right, gotcha.
Exactly.
I guess we should
Yeah,
just,
but that,
read out what EA says here. Uotani said she'd wait for Kurano, aka she gonna wait till it's legal, lol.
I'm going to assume that Uo will be 18 before anything questionable happens.
Melina says everyone and their mothers, by the way. So yeah, it seems that everyone really likes Toru. I mean, who wouldn't like Toru? She's Toru.
Exactly. Okay, I need to go read the manga and like come up with more symbolism there.
Exactly. We should all consume more Fruits Basket.
All right, I'm going to go read it now. Good night.
Not in the middle of a podcast. I want to be here
But,
just like
I actually bought like some of the manga. I don't know like how, but it's like in my closet. I should just like start reading it during there and reacting to it while we're talking about the episode.
I was looking at buying all of it, and it's like $300 for what I found, and I'm like, I think it would be cheaper to buy it all alone, like just over time.
Yeah, okay. So I love the scene here with Momiji and Akito.
Yo, yes, that was a awesome scene. I love that scene.
Yeah, my friend made an interesting comment on it. I was talking to her about it, and she's saying like for a time it looked like Momiji had hatred in his eyes,
Yeah,
which it's like goes back to the previous episode with Akito and Momiji when Momiji like or got out of the curse. How like Momiji just like looked down on Akito and like, why would I ever care about you?
yeah. It's one of those things where, based off Akito's past actions, I feel like Momiji is rightfully he's in a place right now in regards to
Yeah,
her, and
it's like
I think that's one of those things where I would like to see that corrected, but as well, maybe it will never quite, be.
yeah, I also feel like Momiji is like completely justified with how he feels too. I mean,
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I
it,
do as well.
yeah, like Akito slash the person that Momiji loves. She tried to kill Kurano.
Right.
I don't know if Momiji fully believes that Akito did not push Toru off that cliff.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, like she's gonna have to prove a lot of like you can't just say like this thing happened and Toru fell when you just stabbed Kurano moments before. So
Yeah,
she has a lot of proving to do.
yeah, she does. But I also feel like Momiji like kind of be okay with like when Momiji saw how remorseful Akito was with this. I feel like at that point, Momiji's like, okay, maybe you can get better or improve. And yeah, like Melina says, the moment Momiji gave Akito the handkerchief, and like, and I feel like Momiji was inspired by Toru's kindness and thinking, how would Toru feel? And what is the person that Momiji wants to be, and how would he feel?
I love. He says Momiji grows 2 feet and think he's better than everybody.
I mean, the tall person generally is better than everyone else. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. Yeah, it cracks me up.
And yes, I am taller than everyone here, so I can say that.
That's probably true. Melina said, well, not now because Melina's Emperor of Canada, so
I mean, I'm still taller than Melina.
we don't know. We don't know.
I'm assuming I am.
It says Momiji was always super wise for his age. That is true.
Yeah.
Think of all those times when he was 17 and he was like, Toru, let's sleep together.
Yeah, Momiji knew what he was doing. He's also like just very wise too, like in understanding people.
Yeah, he's very grounded. You know,
Yeah.
he observes. He's open-minded.
Yeah. My friend says that Momiji's probably the smartest of all of them.
Yeah, especially in terms of people, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that is
And,
just
like,
me.
Being like understand like the dynamic between Kyo and Toru and yeah, lots of things.
I mean, look how he handles the stuff with his mother. He like realizes all of it, but he still finds a way to interact with his mother. He knows it's never going to be the same, and it probably hurts him, but he still, he still tries. That's he's really good.
Yeah, It's like he's accepting that he's like having somewhat of a relationship, knowing like he can't be a full like mother daughter or not mother something. I get confused with genders in this show. I'm also reading my notes about Akito and like how Momiji makes a comment to Akito saying, "Well, now treasure them," and showing that Akito has a chance to improve. Like all these characters have a chance to improve themselves.
Yeah, they all do, and I think they all have in some regards. Even Akito, like the fact that she feels so much guilt, you know, for what she did. I think, you know, even her, I think she's starting to move forward, and especially in the next episode that completely, you know,
Yeah, we definitely
confirms that.
And I love how Momiji told the story of the idiotic traveler.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that was a perfect way to like tie up Momiji's whole character or character arc. Yeah,
that was beautiful. That's why I love that scene, is because of the idiotic traveler. It was well done.
It was.
Any small or final or business that we haven't done yet on this episode?
Oh, and Hattori asked if everything went according to Shigeru's plan, and Shira says, "Yeah, for the most part, I'm a bit remorseful about what happened."
Yeah, I wonder if he thought it was going to end that way. I mean, how could you predict
we
nature?
Get some more time with Shigeru's plan to like figure out what exactly was he trying to do.
Get with Rain.
He's not Satsuki.
Well, I mean, he's about as pervy as Satsuki.
That is true.
Melina says Akito is surprisingly cute in some shots. That's another thing, is like, so far we have seen Akito as like this very unattractive character, in my opinion.
Right.
Even though she is obviously attractive. She's an anime character. Come on. But
exactly.
But like, you don't, like, I've never once thought, wow, she's so attractive. Like, dang. Maybe Satsuki has, but like for me personally, it's always been just how in disgust I am, and I can't. But I agree. There were some scenes where it's like, oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, and it shows just how great Fierce Basket is at visual storytelling. Like the way they present the characters matches how they want us to feel about them.
Yep. So is that it? Move on to episode 10?
Yep.
All right, let's talk about episode 10.
I love the quote from Yuki that started it.
Well, there's some quotes. I'm just gonna say Haru is hilarious in this episode.
Haru was incredible. Like, that's not the quote I was talking about, but that quote is incredible. I screenshotted that one.
Oh my god! I have it too. We were just he's talking
Go
about.
Ahead, read it.
He's talking about Isuzu Ren, how she's turning all these different colors and stuff, and just exaggerating it. And he's like,
that's not normal.
Yeah. And then Haru's like, also, her boobs got bigger. And you're like, what the? It's not what he said. It's just the fact it was just out of left field. And then my favorite part after that, I think it's even funnier.
Yes.
Is when he's like, hey, can I order some pizza?
No, you missed the great part. Yuki's reaction to Haru saying, like, Haru talking about her boobs, and Yuki's like, are you trying to lighten the mood, brag, or sexually harass me? That's the quote.
Oh my god. Dude, Haru was amazing.
Yes. And then Haru responds, a little bit of all three.
Oh my god, dude. Holy crap. That was... This episode was pretty funny. Like...
It was.
Like, way too funny.
But they used Haru so well to, like, lighten the mood just enough.
Yep. I love at the end as well when Kyo's like going to the hospital and out walks Toru, and you have this like classic anime romance moment where it's like they meet eyes again, and you think like, oh man, this is like really like dramatic and heavy, and then just like the mood and tone shift cuts and she bolts. It came out of nowhere, and it was hilarious.
I feel like Toru should not be running out right after coming out of the hospital.
I love even better. Like, she's taking off at like Mach 10 or whatever. Like, she's incredibly fast, especially for a girl who just probably received a very bad concussion.
Yes.
And like, even Kyo's like, you shouldn't be running, and then he's like, but I'm faster than you. And runs after her. Dude, this episode was awesome.
Yes. I see why whoever it is said that this episode is your favorite. It's like, I disagree, but I also think you're right.
Oh man, just for the comedy was great.
Okay, what Melina's saying, Kakuru's saying like she's Yuki's mom. Okay, I have a story to tell you. I have a friend who likes calling me father. It's like, we're not biologically related or anything like that, but just like, that's that same type of mindset.
Yeah, no, it is. That is their relationship. Like,
yeah,
Toru is Yuki's mother.
Okay, I need to tell that friend to catch up so I can say, like, this anime reminds me of us for a weird reason. And no, you're not allowed to call me father.
For a joke that happens like 2 episodes before the ending.
Yes.
Just like, you'll get there. It's like, when? I've seen 2 seasons. You're close. Oh man, dude.
So man, this is probably one of the funniest episodes we've had in a long time, but also a ton of like really good parts, or like really good serious parts.
Yep.
And I also love how further it drives down the theme that sometimes you just have to kick a door down.
Oh, I didn't think that's where you were going next. But yeah, there were lots of door kickings.
Yes.
Yuki is powerful.
He is.
Do you remember in season 1 when Toru said max rage? That's what this part felt like. All right.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Yuki cannot call Toru mommy while being in the bedroom. LO.
Oh my god. Oh my god, EA. Is EA drunk?
Can we fire EA?
I hope so. Okay, so about that scene though, like the thing that I liked about Kyo and Yuki having their kind of big argument is, one, I think it was extremely overdue. And I was talking to Francesca about this, you know, best girl, official best girl, Francesca, Fruits Basket God, or goddess, I should say. I was talking to her like, you know, this episode really confirms my theory that these two just wanted to be like, these two were secret like closet bros. They just couldn't admit it because there was just so much stuff in the way, and they finally are just like admitting they admired each other. Like, think about that. They were admitting they admired each other. Like, they should just kiss.
Okay.
I mean, I went there, but yeah. They should kiss. I'm just saying.
Well, and it's so true. Like the theme here about like how people can do the things that only they can do, and I'd love like seeing that idea. Because like I have friends I really admire who are like, I love the way they are with people, how they're able to connect with others and help others in a way that I can't, and in a way I wish I could be like them. But at the same time, there are things that only I can do and can do like in a way that they can't. And so it's like the one line saying like we need to accept ourselves accept the good things, but also face ourselves in the bad things, and like how unique we are.
Yeah. The whole thing was really just, it was in many ways kind of like the equivalent to what we had in the previous episode with Akito and Toru, where it's just breaking down each other's walls and just, you know, just fucking confronting each other about it. And not in this case, trying to chop each other's heads off.
Yeah, in this case, literally breaking down walls.
Yeah, right, exactly. It was just really great. It was really great stuff, and it was one of the scenes I've always been looking forward to in Fruits Basket. Is the moment that these two kind of put it all to rest, and I really like how Kyo's like, Toru's better off without me. Like, I can't protect her, and Yuki's like, what? You want to like try to stop her from falling from a cliff, like going back in time or some shit? It's like Kyo is so like just hurt by everything that he's taking out the issues that he has and the things that he thinks about himself as like facts of what other people think about them. He's projecting his own toxic and negative behaviors and feelings onto Toru at this point. And it's just one of those things where Yuki is like, yo, dude, like, the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one that always admired you for how close you're getting to Toru. Like, and I like how Kyo's like, you should have been the one, in reference to Yuki, to be with Toru. And it's like, it's like, it's so obvious, I think, from anybody, you know, from the outside looking in, who Toru is interested in. And I don't, you know, I think a relationship between Yuki and Toru would do fine. But I also think, like, it was just, at some point, it was just quite obvious. And, you know, it's like how Kyo is so buried in his own negative self-perception that he can't see what's right in front of him. Even though he kind of does, like, multiple times.
And I love how, like, Yuki points out how happy Toru, or how happy Kyo made Toru. And, like, even if Yuki does love Toru, and he does this maybe not romantically, is like, Toru is the one that makes her happy, so Yuki wants Toru to be with him for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know what anime this reminds me of?
Symphogear.
Actually, that could also fit, but My Hero Academia.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the big themes of that show is it's not enough to just save someone physically, like saving them from dying or from a villain, but it's all about saving their heart, and that's what makes a true hero. So Yuki is saying, like, Kyo's idea of protecting her, that's like an idea of a superhero, but in a way, Kyo is already her superhero and like bringing her so much joy, saving her heart.
Yeah.
And saving her and helping her move past Kyoko.
Right, and I don't think he even considered that fact. I think he can't, unless somebody addressed it and confronted him on it. Like, and many, you know, that's many ways. That's kind of, that was, I think that was the final barrier, you know, for Kyo, Toru, and Yuki, you know, independently. So.
Yeah, I had another thought, but I forgot it. But Melina just said Kyo gets beaten up, basically losing the fight, but he won at admitting that he admired Yuki first. And yeah, that just like shows Kyo finally beat Yuki at something. And this also ties into Akito basically saying, if you beat Yuki, then I will not lock you up. In the end, Akito decides he's not going to lock Kyo up. So in a way, Akito fulfilled that promise.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether, you know, that's her intention or not, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
It all resolved itself naturally.
Right. It just like ties all those things together. Fruits Basket is great.
Fruits Basket is awesome. This episode was amazing. The whole season, this whole season has been just 9 or 10 out of 10. Just perfect episodes.
Yeah. I was going to say this episode's only 9, but I think I'm going to bump it up to 10 just because of how everything came together.
Yeah, that's the whole thing we do in a podcast, right? Where we're like, the episode's like, I don't know, it's like it goes both ways, by the way. Like, oh, it's like a 7 out of 10, and then we're like at the end like, oh, this is actually pretty good, or oh, this is not good. It goes both ways.
I mean, we had that with the Promised Neverland last year. I thought, yeah, that was pretty good. Didn't think about more. Wait, nothing made sense.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about the Promised Goofy Land.
Yeah, let's talk about a good show.
Yeah, Symphogears are awesome. EA says Kyo's dad is a punk. He blamed Kyo for his wife's death when in reality he was the reason Kyo's mom drove herself to killing herself. Yeah, that's a great point. And I love it when you finally realize whose fault it was we kind of got a little bit of it, I think, a couple episodes ago, or maybe it was last episode, where we got a hint of that. We're like, wait, there's something more going on here. This can't just be what like Kyo is. It's not Kyo, right? And in this episode, it's pretty much confirmed that it ain't Kyo. It was his father that just ground his mother down to nothing.
Yeah, and it's like, as Melina's saying, the cat is the scapegoat of everyone's problems. And that ties back to the theme. It's like, it's so easy to like blame someone else for all of our problems, even when they have nothing to do with it. Like Kyo blames Yuki for everything. Kyo's father blames him. You're seeing the link in how both of them are blaming someone else for all of their problems.
Yeah. Also,
it makes no sense.
Just real quick, I want to remind people. I know we're kind of stopping the flow here, but Discord server. I have a Discord server. It's in the descriptions. You just click that description, and I believe it's the first link right under the main paragraph of what the podcast is about. So click on that and join it if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. But anyways, yeah, back to this. Yeah, I mean, in this instance, I don't think we've seen any shortage of bad parents in Fruits Basket. So to see, it's surprising and not surprising. I think it is surprising though that it's not him, Kyo, that was the one who did this. It was his father. And you have to think about like how much of this would have been avoided if it wasn't for just how awful his father was. If there was somebody else there to witness these things happen, or somebody else there to reveal what she was actually thinking, or have some insight, it would have all of Kyo's troubles and hurt and pain could have been avoided.
Yeah, and like, we go back to the idea of loneliness, how her mother, or how his mother just felt so alone that she felt she had no other choice but to kill herself.
Yeah, I mean,
and
she's
lonely because of everything that her husband was telling her. Like, this is all your fault.
Yeah, terrible, awful man.
Something else I wonder, if picturing Kyoko saying this is all your fault, is because that had been so ingrained into him from his father that he projected that onto what Kyoko said.
Most likely. I think at this point that's probably likely what it was. Because we saw the moment where Kyo put two and two together, and it was just one thing he said. And that's all it took for Kyo to just go, oh, so that's how it is.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. It really is, because Kyo just was an innocent kid who didn't deserve any of that stuff. But it just happened. And he, sadly, it kind of ruined probably all of his teenage years.
Yeah, definitely.
All of his childhood. And probably for now, probably, it's probably going to be hard to get through it, probably for the rest of his life. So
right. It's not like it's going to be just something that even after he overcomes it, it's still there.
Yeah, right. You still have that ingrained in from your parents that you are the murderer of your own mother. Like, sure, yeah, the truth, but that doesn't change anything.
Right.
Fallen 14 says, should I really watch Fruits Basket? I have it on my need to watch list. Yeah, when you have the time, when you want to watch it, yeah. It's a very good show.
It is. I would say don't expect the best anime ever, but expect something that will be enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It may or may not be our favorite anime ever.
Well, it's getting there.
I'm not going to say that until it's over, but I think I'm going to need to make a video saying why Fruits Basket is the best anime ever.
Yeah, I'm kind of I am fully prepared to go ahead and make that video. But I'm
lazy and stuff.
Oh my
if you haven't noticed, I'm not as motivated to do YouTube, but I still like talking. So yeah.
Melina says Kyo sees his father, this figure of dread in childhood, as the weak and flawed human he is, like Yuki with his mom, like Momiji with Akito, step towards adulthood.
Yeah, and I think a big part of adulthood is recognizing the flaws in our parents.
Show
Yeah.
sucks 0 out of 10.
EA, do you want a job here?
Oh my god.
I'm offering him a. Your guy's voice is pretty satisfying. Thank you.
Oh lord. Melina says, what do you think of the parallels shown between Kyo and his father? It was not my fault.
Yes.
All right, yes. That's the answer.
I agree. That was amazing. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, actually, I think I kind of agree with that. Like, it's they're both so I'll say this. So, obviously as a parent, you project your own ideals and beliefs and all that stuff onto your child. And in a sense, your child becomes like a newer version of you, right?
Right.
More innocent and newer version. So it makes sense in that sense for Kyo and his father to have these parallels because they're obviously raised from the same person. Of course, Kazuma, took up that mantle later on for most of his childhood and adulthood, but still, it still happened, right?
I mean, like, for me personally, I can see the similarities between me and my parents, both in the good traits I inherited from them, but also some of the more negative traits.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way humans are, right?
Yeah, like they raised me, they instilled their values into me, the things that they're good at, things that they're not good at. I'm very much influenced by them.
Yeah, and I think that hopefully that goes for everybody here. Fallen 14 says your guy's voice is pretty satisfying. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I need to go steal a better microphone from C.
Well, I'm running like an XLR mic. Like I upgraded like a month or two ago.
I'll be right there. I'm taking it.
Oh my god, I cry. I spent I got it on a deal, but I full price I would have had to spend $300 and I didn't spend nearly that much. So
I see. I need to ask you where to get good deals on mics.
I just bought it on Amazon. Because that's the thing
that go search for up Amazon.
Yeah, I mean it's what I'm running is like a Scarlett 2 and 2 and an AT 2020. So yeah.
Ooh, I like Evelina's comment saying, I think Kyo forgives his father because he sees himself in his father. So forgiving his father means forgiving himself. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I did feel like it was kind of weird that Kyo would want to visit again because it feels like Kyo's father is not worthy of Kyo at this point. So why would he want to keep visiting?
I also think at the same time, his father, there's that thing of like you can't not love your parent, I think, unless they like murder somebody. Like it's still your parent. So I think probably for Kyo, like many people, it's like he's still my dad. And also as well, it's like he's miserable. He's broken. He's not going anywhere. Like he's not going to do anything. You see what happened when Kyo just put his hand on his wrist? Like he fucking panicked and thought he was dying.
Yeah. So like his father, like as much as he screams and yells, basically has no power.
Yeah, pretty much. And Kyo has, all the advantage here. I want to also say thank you to Heather Beckfeld and Loco Logic for subscribing. Much appreciated.
Oh, yes. Yeah, new people.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that whole scene, I think there's so much stuff to break down, and
there is.
Like this episode had a lot of really great character interactions with these important central parental figures.
Oh, I forgot one thing. We had the scene with Kisa and Hiro.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and that was really short, but I kind of wish we got longer because I love those two.
Oh yeah, they are friends till the end. Those two, two peas in a pod.
Yeah, I like how Kisa was the first person that Hiro told.
Yeah, I like that as well. I think it's a nice attention to detail. Of course, because he loves her. Who else is he going to tell?
And I love how he was saying like, "Are you sure you're okay be considered possessed? And she's trying to like, well, are you okay with me being possessed? Like the obvious answer is no, they love each other. That's not what defines their love. And it shows how their love is not like the love built around the zodiac like Akito's was.
Yeah. Yeah,
The way it's like, yes, they're great.
Yeah, yeah. It's a much better, much more not toxic love. EA says his father's a pushover. Yeah, that's pretty much. Melina says before this episode, what would you have said about the probability of Arisa hugging Akito if they met? 0%. It happened, and that was crazy.
It was. I would have more expected Uo to take a lead pipe to Akito.
Yeah, that's like her dude got stabbed.
by
her.
Akito.
I mean, that shows as well, I think, how good Toru's friends are and how good these two girls are as just people in general. To just know immediately, like, just to see what was happening with Akito in that moment and what she was saying and how she omitted it just plainly out in the middle. I mean, you can definitely tell that there's something. I think she immediately understood that there's something to this, and like this person is experiencing a lot of pain.
I feel like she learned this from Kyoko.
Yeah,
like,
most likely.
Kindness of someone who had like done a lot, like Uo basically being punk, being loved by Kyoko despite that. And in a way, like Akito, similar, like doing a lot of bad things, and Uo gets like, yes, I get it. I see you. I'm hugging you. I'm loving you, even though you've done these bad things.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, Kyoko continues to be the best mom.
Exactly. And Melina brings up the point that Hiro can hug his sister, but can no longer hug Kisa, which is so sad, because who wouldn't want to hug Kisa?
Yeah, exactly. Or Hiro, I guess.
I mean, sure, I'll give Hiro a hug. He deserves it.
I mean, with how tall you are, Rising, hugging her would be... I don't even know what that would look like.
I don't know either.
It'd be like a skyscraper hugging a small house.
I love it. Why am I getting messages from people?
Oh my god.
My friend sent me pictures of Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell's good. I can't have Taco Bell anymore. Well, I can this Friday if I choose to.
Yes, I will get to those messages later. I guess that scene was adorable.
Wait, what?
The Kisa Hero scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, Melina says that Kisa is the prettiest in the show. Do you think this is true? Because in my opinion, the prettiest in the show is either Ritsu or Haru, I think. Shigure's up there too.
I don't know if I want to hug Shigure, though.
Akito's kind of attractive as well. Like both, like if you see her both as a man or a female.
Needs hugs.
Oh yeah. Akito needs lots of hugs.
EA says he would be like a mosquito hugging an elephant. I have questions. I don't know if I want answers.
I don't even understand, but okay. Oh. When it says there was a butterfly trapped in Kurano's room, it flew free at the end.
Yes. Yeah, we got that whole scene with Uo and Kurano too.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, that was a really adorable scene as well.
Yeah, let's see. Where's that in my notes?
That was the classic romance scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? Why is this episode so good? It had so much stuff in it.
Yeah, and like Kurano making comments saying like he needs to leave Akito, and like if he stays, like he'll be burdening Akito, and Akito will feel bad and everything. And Uo wants to go with him, and will wait until she's 18, apparently.
I mean, she's gonna have to. They can still be friends.
Yeah.
You can still be a 26-year-old and still be friends with a 17-year-old. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, I have friends who are under 18.
Yeah.
They sometimes scare me with the things they post in Discord, but that's beside the point. Speaking of join the Discord, it's not scary at all. It's very wholesome.
Yeah. Join all the Discords.
Exactly.
Links in the description. First link, not the first one in the playlist of the podcast, but first link. You know.
Yeah. Oh, and we also saw all the parallels between Kurano and Toru. How like Akito is the one who hurt both of them, but they both forgave Akito. They're both super soft. So it's like what Uo was seeing. Like after she met Kurano, he's like, I know that Kurano and Toru are alike, even if it didn't make sense. Now it does, and we see things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. God, so good, so good. Speaking of which, Kamijo says Kurano deserves a happy life with Uo-chan.
Yes, definitely.
I agree. EA says I'm too old to have young friends. Wait, what about Satsuki? Satsuki's like 20, like 18, 16. He's like 14. He's 12.
I'm really worried now about Satsuki.
His age keeps going down. Oh Lord. It is weird though how you get older and you're not friends with younger people as you get older.
Unless you like join discourse with young people.
I think I'm only the only young people I'm friends with is like 8-bit. That is it.
Oh, what about Kage?
Oh yeah, I guess Kage counts.
Yeah, Kage wants to make ham and cheese sandwiches for everyone.
Oh, I could go for a ham and cheese sandwich.
Yes. All right, time to go to Kage's house and get a ham and cheese sandwich.
I agree. I think we should go.
This is why you should join the Discord.
So I guess the final scene, we kind of went over it a little bit already of the comedy aspect, but what did you think about Toru and Kyo seeing each other for the first time in a long time?
Well, I love how like Kyo is like so filled with doubt, like does he still love Toru? Why does he love her? And he's like, this doesn't matter. I love her. I'm going to go after her.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that is something I think we've seen a couple times where Kyo's like, I don't care, I'm gonna try, but there's always something afterwards that holds him up and that keeps him from fully exploring that. But now
Right.
he's like, there's nothing holding him back. Like he's got, he doesn't have everything figured out, but like in terms of like generally how to move forward, he knows what he has to do and what he should do and what he wants to do. And at this point, it's like, who cares? Let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah, we also missed the scene with Akito and her maid. How like
Oh, yeah.
Akito is making the comment saying like I'm changing things, and the maid's like a comment, oh, I envy the young.
Yeah,
I'd
she's
say something
talking.
like that.
Yeah, she's talking about how she can't move forward because so much of her life has already been decided, and it's like,
She's
I don't
built
agree
this
with
life
that.
for 60 years. And
Yeah.
Akito makes comment, well, you stay if you want, but I'm going. So like Akito is no longer being held back by the somas and like living the life that was like preordained and all the pain and suffering it has.
Yeah.
It's like what Kurano was trying to get him to do like 2 or 3 episodes ago, which was to get away.
Right. Yeah, he's leaving
Right.
the nest, so to speak, and he's going to experience things his own way and not rely on what others tell him. And as well, you see the old maid, like she talks about how she can't change. In my opinion, I don't think that's the case. I think anybody of any age can change, and it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if you start 20 years before you're gonna die. Who cares? Like just be the person you really want to be deep down, and like
Yeah.
you only got so much time left on planet Earth, especially with her age. So just go out and do it. Like.
Yeah. It's like as Kyo was saying in the previous scenes, the answer is a method really simple, even if it's difficult.
Right, yeah. Change is scary. I think
Yeah,
that's
it is.
that's a big thing as well. And at first nobody wants to change because changing means, well, fucking changing and doing things you don't normally do. And that's something I think we all struggle with.
Yeah, like even if you think the change will be good, there's still a lot of fear that you have to overcome to do so.
Right. But the thing is if you do it, you will 9 times out of 10 be rewarded for it. Well, technically 10 times out of 10 you'll be rewarded for it, and you'll be a better person and you'll get more experience, and it's just there's no reason not to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the fear that you have to overcome. And I like how at the end we like got back to Yuki's quote at the beginning, where he's saying like he wished he had a better life, like never made mistakes. And he goes on, it's just not possible. But no matter how much we get hurt or mess up, it's just like keep moving forward to someone or something in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't change the hand you're dealt, right? But you don't have to let it define you at the end
Yeah.
of the day. You don't have to live the same life you always live every day. You could just walk out tomorrow if your family's terrible. Yeah, it's going to be hard. But you can do that.
I mean, I have a friend who literally just moved across the country to get away from bad family.
Yeah. And I'm sure
So
it was not easy for your friend to do it, but I'm sure he feels like there is a weight lifted off his shoulders.
yeah, and like it's so incredible all that she's done since then.
Yeah, that's what happens. I think a lot of people as well don't realize, once they get out of a bad situation, yeah, it's going to be hard and things are going to be more difficult, but you will flourish because you will not be, trapped under that cage. Like as they say, leave the nest and spread your wings. Like you'll be able to move, breathe. Fruits Basket is just really damn good.
It is.
Melina says, do you think it's more or less funny that Toru ran away because she thinks Kyo dumped her? That'd be amazing.
Yes. I wanted to see them have all the happiness.
I do as well. Kami Joe says the theme of recent episodes is moving forward even if it's difficult. I think that's the whole season, or the whole series.
I think it's all Fruits Basket, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely in the last, you're totally right. In the last couple episodes, it's been at the forefront now. Valent says, what's Fruits Basket about? It's about, how to describe it. It's about, there are zodiacs and they can all turn into animals of the zodiac. And if they're hugged by the opposite sex, that's how they turn into animals. Or if they get weak, like they'll turn into animals as well. And
it's a drama with a touch of slice of life and romance and about overcoming the past.
Yeah, it's a very touching story. A lot of people think it's like a reverse harem or something. If you're confused about exactly, I have a video on my channel called The Misconceptions of Fruits Basket. And it's a very good video, in my opinion. A lot of people really enjoy it. I think it's got almost 5,000 views already, which is amazing. And it addresses some of the misconceptions. So if you have some misconceptions about it, but you can also go check my season 1 and season 2 reviews. As well, you can just read a synopsis or something. But yeah, it's about people facing hardships and trying to move forward. Really, I mean,
yes,
that's basically what it is. Has a lot of life lessons.
Yeah, it's a very character focused show as well.
Yeah, very character focused. It's like a legendary. It's based off a legendary manga series.
Yeah, many people consider it one of the best anime ever. Not to hype you too much, but it is well liked.
Yeah, I think it's the most popular shoujo manga. I'm not sure. Yuri says, have to go now, guys. See you later. Have a good night, Yuri.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Or good day, whatever you may be.
Yeah.
Melina says it's about a rice ball wishing to be a part of Fruits Basket. That's, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it. It's also about how we all have a plum in our back.
Yeah, that too. I love that episode. I still love that episode.
I feel like we need to rewatch it with the context of everything else in mind.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Any final thoughts on episode 10?
I think I got through all my notes this time.
All right. Well, just a reminder to you all before Rising, does his shout out stuff. Join the Discord. It's in the description. It's the first link in the description, below the big paragraph. Yeah, and join it. We got a whole bunch of stuff in there, like cookies. It's really great. Melina says, there was a reverse harem in the show, except not where you expect, and it's completely deconstructed.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, I would say it's not even a reverse harem because there's in a harem, you need at least 3 characters to be attracted to the main character, and we only have 2.
I guess so.
And one of them's not even the guy you think it would be.
I guess so.
Actually, wait, does Hana count?
Does Hana count?
Does Hana count as loving Toru? Because, I mean, she'd go off and marry Toru.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, Rising, where can they find you?
They can find me at the links in the descriptions. They can find me on my
Your OnlyFans?
Yes, I posted a new video on it last week.
A political video?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, it's about a certain person who ran for Senate who said certain things and I reacted to it.
All right, politics. Fun.
Yes. So let me tell you what I thought about this guy.
Oh my god. Maybe not the right podcast.
I was waiting for your reaction. So, see, where can they find you?
They can find me here on my channel. I have SeaTactics. I'm starting back up my Webtoons channel, which is called Bento,
nice.
Which is where this podcast used to air on from week to week back in the day. That's right. Me and Rising have been doing this podcast since season 1 of Fruits Basket. As well, I'm working on a new project. It's gonna be something involving Fate and Type Moon. And it may or may not be on its I'm not going to say anything more. I'm gonna wait for the announcement. We'll see.
And I may or may not be doing something related to Taco Bell, so go follow me on Twitch and or Twitter if you want to know more about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's it for the podcast this week. We only got 2 episodes left. I'm gonna cry. It's gonna end. I don't want it to.
Yeah, Mace, you're right. Momiji was the second person who loves Toru I was referring to. It's Momiji and Kyo.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.